But first, let me go to Kitty. May I call you Kitty?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Kitty, you moved over here to America. How old were you when you got here?
About 22.
Okay. And you lived under Hitler, and then you lived under Stalin, correct?
Well, under Soviet occupation,
Soviet.
yes.
Okay. When you saw your churches start to get co-opted, what happened? How did that start? What's the first memory you have of it?
Well, what I distinctly remember, I was 12 years old. I went to public school. I was in 6th grade. And after we elected Hitler, I walked into my classroom, and the crucifix was gone. And there was Hitler's picture and the Nazi flag on each side. And the teacher announced that today we don't pray anymore. We prayed in public school. And we had religious education twice a week. But that day we did not pray anymore. We would sing Deutschland, Deutschland über alles, the national anthem.
Spooky song.
And she also said we wouldn't have religious education anymore. We would have physical education instead. And on Sunday, it was compulsory National Youth Day. And we would go at 8 o'clock in the morning to the gymnasium. And the first 2 hours, we had education.
State education.
State education, political education. Mm-hmm. Today, I would call it political indoctrination.
Sure.
We were told not to listen to our parents. They were old-fashioned old fogies. We should only listen to Hitler. Only to Hitler. Because he had the most interest in us, not our parents.
Hey, Kitty, hang on, because I'll get back to your story. But let me. Did your parents know?
My parents immediately objected, because my parents were very good Christian people. And when I would come home from the end of the Sunday, of all the fun we had, the rest of the Sunday we had sports. We got all the equipment free, and we had so much fun. And we were told that we had rights, and we had freedom, not to listen to our parents. So when I would go home, after all that fun we had on Sunday, and also we were told by the teacher if our parents would not send us on Sunday, the first time they would get a stiff letter of warning. The second time they would be fined about $300, and the third time they would be put in jail. So we dutifully attended, but we were weaned away from our parents. They drove a wedge between us and the parents.
What was the one thing that you said to yourself, I have to have the American people hear this? What was it?
We elected Hitler in Austria by 98% of the vote by means of the ballot box. The first thing what Hitler did, he gave us free radios. Then he nationalized the radio stations. And if you listen to a foreign radio station, there was death penalty. You did not turn on BBC or Switzerland. Then he looted the Jewish banks, and then he nationalized the banks. Then he nationalized our only car industry. Austria produced a little car, a little bit bigger than a Fiat.
I think we know where you're going. Does this keep you up at night?
Yes, sometimes it does. Then he nationalized education, and that literally happened overnight when I walked into my classroom and the crucifix was gone. Then he nationalized health care. We had excellent health care in Austria before Hitler. My brother-in-law would tell me it was like practicing medicine on a conveyor belt. Everybody rushed to the doctor for everything and anything. Many, many doctors left the country, including my own husband.